Have you ever wondered how the USSR, a superpower that once challenged the world, came into existence? It all began in the year 1922, following the conclusion of the Russian Civil War. This was a time marked by turmoil and strife, yet out of this chaos, the Union of Soviet Socialist Republics, or USSR, was born. The driving force behind this revolutionary change was Vladimir Lenin and the Bolshevik Party. They were instrumental in transforming Russia into the world's first socialist state. Their vision was to unite the various nationalities of the former Russian Empire under one federal government, a move that proved to be both ambitious and challenging. Another key feature of this new state was the introduction of a planned economy, an economic system where all decisions were made by the government. This marked a significant departure from the capitalist systems prevalent in much of the rest of the world. So the USSR was born out of revolution and civil war, under the banner of socialism and unity. From its inception, the USSR was destined to leave a profound mark on world history. Its rise to global prominence during World War II sowed the seeds for what would become one of the most significant geopolitical confrontations of the 20th century, the Cold War. The Cold War was not merely a game of chess played between two superpowers, it was a clash of ideologies. On one side, the United States, a beacon of capitalism and liberal democracy, and on the other the USSR, a bulwark of socialist revolution and state control. This ideological conflict played out on a global stage, with the world holding its breath as the balance of power tipped precariously from one side to the other. But the Cold War was more than just a battle of words. It was also defined by a relentless arms race. The United States and the USSR embarked on a furious quest for military supremacy, building up vast arsenals of nuclear weapons that held the power to obliterate entire cities. This arms race also extended to the heavens, with both superpowers vying for dominance in the space race. The launch of Sputnik by the USSR in 1957 marked a significant victory for the Soviets, sparking a fierce competition that would ultimately put a man on the moon. However, the USSR's influence wasn't limited to the superpower rivalry. It extended its ideological reach across the globe, supporting revolutionary movements in Africa, Asia, and Latin America. This support often took the form of military aid and training, including for militant groups like the Taliban. The USSR's role in shaping these movements has left a lasting legacy, with the impact still being felt today. The USSR was not just a country, it was a global powerhouse, with its influence extending far beyond its borders. Its role in the Cold War, the arms race, the space race, and its support for revolutionary movements worldwide underscores the profound impact it had on shaping the course of world history. But even the mightiest empires don't last forever, do they? The USSR was no exception, facing a trifecta of crises, economic, political, and social, that ultimately led to its dissolution in 1991. At the heart of these upheavals was Mikhail Gorbachev, the Soviet Union's last general secretary. His policies of perestroika, or restructuring, and glasnost, or openness, were intended to reform the stagnant Soviet economy and political structure. However, they inadvertently opened a Pandora's box of nationalist movements within the USSR, each demanding autonomy and independence. Meanwhile, the economy was in freefall, leading to widespread dissatisfaction and unrest among the populace. The final nail in the coffin came in August 1991, with a failed coup attempt by hardline communists. This event not only discredited the Communist Party, but also accelerated the process of dissolution. And so, the USSR, once a global superpower, dissolved into 15 independent countries. The fall of the USSR marked the end of an era, heralding a new chapter in world history. The rise and fall of the USSR is a narrative replete with intrigue and lessons. Born from the ashes of the Russian Civil War, the Soviet Union rose to become a global superpower, casting its shadow over the better part of the 20th century. With a formidable military strength and a rigid ideology, it was a force to be reckoned with. The Cold War era bore witness to this power as the world watched the USSR and its rival, the United States, in a tense standoff. The USSR's role extended beyond borders, supporting militant groups and influencing global politics. However, the Titan was not invincible. A multitude of crises led to its dissolution, marking the end of an era. The legacy of the USSR, a country that once held the world in its grip, is a complex tapestry of power, ideology, and ultimately dissolution.